Yet again, it is giveaway time over at futtrading.co.uk. If you subscribe within the next week, one of you guys will win the rest of FIFA 22 absolutely free. So whatever tier you subscribe with, whether it be 1, 2 or 3, one of you guys will win the rest of this game for free, worth up to over £100 in terms of subscription to the site. Don't forget, Tier 1 gets you access to buying and selling prices for icons, specials, fodders, and you get the handwritten guides from me every single week of the weekly trading guide and the club stock guide. Tier 2 gets you all of that, but it also gets you our live sniping filters and our fluctuations area that targets the whole market 24 hours a day, showing you what's up and what's down. And Tier 3 gets you all of that and our Discord bot that direct pings you the best deals on the market, so you can go over there, check the price, learn how to trade and make lots of coins. That's a giveaway for you guys. Let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. Final few days now, check out Foot Trading. If you subscribe there between now and Friday, with whatever tier you subscribe, you have the chance to win the rest of the year for free. Just shout out to some of the people that have been DMing us. We've had a lot of new people since Christmas. And shout out Ben, who DM'd me on Twitter yesterday. And he's gone from 300k to 3.9 million in 2.5 weeks, which is absolutely incredible. So GG to you. Be proud of yourself. That's awesome, awesome work. But yeah, make sure you check out Foot Trading. And those of you that are on Foot Trading, this video is great for you guys, because if you haven't seen it yet, go and check out the Club Stock Guide. I've updated it today with loads of awesome investments for you guys to make. And we'll talk to you guys now in this video about these investments. Those of you that are wondering where my coins have gone, I've gone heavy on Team of the Weeks. I bought into current Team of the Weeks 12k and below. Most of them are lower than that, about 11.5k. Just because they banged every single week and eventually they will rise. So I spent loads of coins on this account because I don't really want to trade in this account. I'm going to be trading on the giveaway account that we've set up. So I want to get 1 million coins on that account for you guys. So we're going to trade on that instead. I digress. When people are talking about investments at the moment, there are loads of investments that can be made. Now, the best investment last week, outside of Team of the Weeks, was in the teams that lost their league SBCs. So the Liga lost its SBC. What came back Liga? The Eredivisie and the MLS. Every single one of those leagues saw their silvers plummet and their bronzes plummet. And then when they came back, they jumped quite significantly. So if you were to take a look at the Liga, for example, at its highest point on the day that it came out, they were up at 1,500. They've dipped since then. So I say that, they've actually not dipped that much, over 1,000 coins. And these cards were achievable at 500 coins and below quite significantly throughout the whole process. I'm going to assume that's gone. Yep. Throughout the whole process of buying them as they were out of packs. Now, some people have specific coins. And so for a generic person, I'd say to head to the MBS Pro League, for example, and just buy, where's the MBS Pro League? There is. And just buy as many as you can, basically. There's tons of 200 coins. Just buy absolutely everything. Bid on them if you want to. When it comes out, you'll get 600-700 coins for most of these cards. But not everyone has the coin total to just go and spam. And some people might want to specifically buy cards. And that's where the Club Stock Guide comes in. But for those who don't have the Club Stock Guide, Footwiz comes in. Because there are certain positions that were extremely expensive before these cards came out of packs. Before these SBCs that ended, basically. And they were very, very good. So we're going to explore and talk about a couple of positions, and we'll teach you guys that don't want to use a Club Stock Guide or can't afford it or don't want to pay for it, how to find those on Footwiz. It does take a bit of time, but with some patience and some thought process, you can turn what would be normally a 500 coin investment that would normally be 1,000 coins into 2, 3, 4 or even 5,000 coins at the end of all of this. So we'll head over to Footwiz. I'll give you a rough idea of stuff. Be right back. Alright, so we're actually having to use Footbin today. We aren't going to be able to use our friends at Footwiz's page because it's not allowing me to select positions. And the example I want to show you is goalkeepers, but it's not doing it. But Jan Sommer is important here. He plays for Mönchengladbach, and this is what we're interested in. Basically, when the SBCs are out, there is an SBC that requires 11 players from the same team. And so you've got to go and put 11 players, and it's 95 chemistry on some of them. I think the Bundesliga was 95 chem. And it's an important one to look at. Because it requires 11 players from the same team, you have to use set positions in that team. Now, the Bundesliga wasn't so bad, because in the Bundesliga, I think you could use normal commons or whatever it was. But for someone like Mönchengladbach, you're not going to want to go and throw, even if you can use golds, a 6,300 coin goalkeeper into Mönchengladbach. You're not going to want to do that. So that's where their silvers and their bronzes come in. Now, yes, you can use a different position. So if it does allow golds again, you can go and throw in, I don't know, a right back because you've got chemistry elsewhere. But other positions for those teams and other teams are quite expensive as well. So there's one specific team that's extraordinarily expensive because their strikers are also very expensive, as are loads of their positions. So you pretty much have to use a keeper. That's on the club stock guide for you guys. But Sommer is the only goalkeeper for Mönchengladbach. And so that meant that his silvers and his bronzes got quite expensive. Now, we're not talking through the roof expensive, but at times, Sippel, I think it's Olszewski is how you pronounce that. These guys were getting to 1,500, 1,600 coins. And especially when the SBC first drops, people are going to want to hammer it out quite quickly, especially because Team of the Year is at the end as well. You're going to see people willing to pay quite significant sums for these sort of cards just to get the chemistry. And also, some people aren't that great with chemistry. They don't realise you can put a right back there and still probably get the chemistry. But also, goalkeeper's quite a hard place to get chemistry. So, it's a really, really decent place to target. And the basic rule here is if the card has got either a high-rated card as that only position there, or, alternatively, if it's only got silvers or bronzes in that position, it tends to be more expensive. Tends to be much, much more expensive. And so if you're the sort of person that's only wanting to buy 50 cards because you want to keep your transfer pile space free, that's what you go and target. You go and target those cards there because you're like, okay, this one I know full well is probably going to spike because you have to use that card. No one's going to want to throw a Sommer in there. Now, how do you go about finding them? It is pretty easy. You might want to go to the Bundesliga, for example, and you could choose a specific position, so goalkeeper might be what you choose. And you have a little look at the higher rated goalkeepers and go, okay, cool. So those goalkeepers, do their teams have other ones? So Casteels. We'll have a little look at Wolfsburg. And again, this is me giving you one for free. Position goalkeeper. And they don't. They only have Casteels. Are you throwing a nearly 12,000 goalkeeper into the SBC? Of course you're not. So you're likely to go for one of these guys instead. And so these ones here that are right now very, very, very cheap will bounce significantly. They'll bounce very, very heavily. And that's all you've really got to do. It's not that difficult. Now, if you only rely upon high-rated cards, you're missing out on quite a lot. So, for example, Gruther Thurf, their team that are basically a brand new one, they've got the Shamrock in their badge pretty much. They're very silver-heavy. So they do tend to be a bit more expensive. We're not talking miles more expensive, but it is a fair few hundred coins. And so if you're the sort of person that only wants to buy 50 cards, an extra 500 coins per card is a lot. It's a significant sum. I think it's actually 25,000 coins if you're investing that. Whereas if you're the sort of person that's buying 5,000, like some people do, it doesn't really matter so much. Again, you can just head over to here. I'm going to have a little look. I'll show you as an example. The Bundesliga keepers. We'll go Wolfsburg, goalkeeper. And again, it hasn't even got to be silver here. I picked one up a minute ago for under 500. And again, there's loads here. We'll buy this guy here. We'll stick him there, no problem. And you can get these cards for 450. Anything under 500 coins is very, very good. It's never a bad buy. It's always a significantly good buy to make in the long term. But I think about doing those sort of things now. I'd get those cards bought now because Thursday latest is when these cards are going to come out and they're holding very, very low. But they're going to bounce in long term. Now, if we're talking about the MBS Pro League or a league like that, you can go all in and go ham on these leagues and go, fine, that's just going to buy any cards I can. But there were certain positions that were very, very good for this again. And it's the exact same mentality. What I would do, the MBS Pro League was silver specific. So I would go through the clubs and I would go ABBA club, for example, and I'd check how many centre backs they've got. And I'd have a little look and I go, okay, cool, they've got a bronze, 2 bronzes there. I think they've got even 3 to be fair. But they've got bronzes there, which is good. I'd then be interested in their silvers and have a little look and see if they've got any silver goalkeeper centre backs and see if they're high in value. So they're not basically. And again, goalkeepers, the exact same thing. What's the most expensive goalkeeper they've got? So we'll get rid of that and see what they've got. And again, I have a little look. And so am I interested in these guys? Not really, because they're bronze-heavy positions. You're really interested in those silver-heavy positions. The positions that club hasn't got any alternatives there. That would be a silver card. So have a little look here. So they do. Is it Al Etihad? I think one of these leagues. I'll have a little look. Has a goalkeeper that is only silver. They've only got silvers, and they're quite expensive because of that. It's not Al Hilal, but there is one. You have to find it. I can't remember the exact one. But there's one. They've only got silver goalkeepers, so their keepers are much more expensive because you're not packing them readily in bronze packs to be listed up cheap. And you can't use their goalkeeper. You have to use the one silver that they've got. I can't remember who it was, but there is definitely a silver one. But it's those sort of things that you want to do. Target your buys. And it's the same thing when it comes down to these Team of the Week investments I've done. I think I've spent not far off 5 million. You'll see this in the long term when we buy and sell them. I've gone specifically for major leagues, and I've gone across major leagues. I've done the Serie A in some of them. I've done the Premier League in some of them. I've done the La Liga Santander to spread my bets across multiple leagues. Because for me, that's what I'm going to target. I could have bought any team of the weeks. Could have gone and bought any of them, and they've gone up in price. These ones are the more likely. So I spread my bets across multiple leagues, but targeted specific cards within those places. Because I could have got 81 rated some other leagues, but there's no point. I might as well go specific on those. So take a look at it, get involved. It's a very, very easy way. As I say, there is a filter, which is on the Club Stock Guide. It's worth about 5,000 coins per card. It's an unbelievable filter. So make sure you check that out. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.